with some of my clients where we talked about why some people in 2022 they grow their businesses and others they're stagnated or they actually went down, right, downhill. So what's the difference? Why is that happening? And what I've learned from working with consultants for so long is it's never because they do not know what they need to do. It's never because they are not smart enough. It's never because they're not working hard enough. Does happen, but it's rather rare. More often than not, it's because of habits, of behaviors. And in particular, how people deal with fear and the need to control. Have you ever wondered why, toilet paper runs out when there's a storm coming? Why toilet paper? Water, I understand, but toilet paper? Because that's one of the things you can control. When this huge tornado comes in, what you can control is a few things. Right? You could move away, but your house is still in jeopardy. So what you can control is buy toilet paper. So very normal response to any kind of crisis. However, the question is not what we can control, but how can you Chesney would write that in a song, A Better Boat? How can we build a better boat, right? And so we had this conversation, and I wanted to share with you today now what we discussed, and if you are in this situation right now, what you can do to build a better boat between now and the end of the year. And if you feel that in 2022 you have plateaued, and you know deep in your heart you need to go to that next level. If you feel you have grown, but you could have grown faster, and it just didn't happen as much as you had wished, or even you feel that you are inundated with old problems that like bury you and you cannot make progress, then maybe it's time to think about how to make it to the next level, how to keep growing, and how to seek new challenges. Because one of my mentors told me once when I was in a very difficult situation. I was about to lose my house. I was a month away from not being able to pay my mortgage. And I remember I was in the supermarket with my older son. It was my only son at the time. And he wanted an ice cream for $1. I couldn't buy it. Yes, it was that bad. And and I blamed on everything. That was in 2000, when the 2008, 2009, 2006, when I bought a house at the height of the real estate crisis, like that bubble, the real estate bubble burst, and then in 2008, 2009, when we had the global financial crisis, and tough time. So, and I blamed everybody, right? I blamed the economy, I blamed the banks, I blamed the real estate agents, I blamed the brokers and the whatever, So I blamed everyone but me. And so a coach of mine, a mentor of mine, then said, Andrew, you know what? You cannot grow your business beyond yourself. I was like, something to it, right? And he was right. We cannot grow our business beyond ourselves. So if you feel you've stagnated, or you have not made enough progress, maybe just a little, or you even went down, you got to grow yourself. And so I discussed that with my clients today. I wanted to give you the strategy that I shared with them today. So what really happens is that when we have fear, and we get into that mode where we think about everything that can happen, everything, that will, the world is coming to an end, and we are in it. So the first fear is fear of failure. Yes, we don't like to fail, especially as business owners. We set out on a journey. We wanted to succeed beyond standard norms, and failure is not an option, especially when we're back against the wall. The second fear that we have is loss. And I will go to give you some examples there in a moment. It's loss, and the third one is isolation. Yes? So here's what happens. When we fail, our fear of failure is we are the only species on the world who can think about something that hasn't happened yet, something that we envision in the future, and we can get excited about it, but most of the time we think about all the negative consequences. We get worried, right? And you have all these scenarios in your head, like, well, what's going to happen to my family? I'm going to live on the street. I cannot feed myself, and so on. And most of the time it doesn't happen. Why? Because everybody that I work with, everybody that I'm connected with, they're all super smart people that can figure things out. And you have figured things, all of us have figured things out in the past. Why would we not figure out things moving forward, right? So instead of so let's talk about failure real quick. Envisioning everything that could potentially harm us is wired into our brains, right? So as a species, we are not the fastest or the strongest animal on this planet, right? So that's why we have developed over a few million years we have the ability to move the mechanism for survival from the muscle to the brain. That's why even an untrained chimpanzee will beat the trained NBA basketball player in weightlifting. All right, because their survival mechanism is the muscle. For us, it's the brain. Because if 10,000 years ago, if there was a lioness behind the bush and wanted to eat us, and by the time she launches her attack, we would get eaten. Yes, we would not have been able to outrun her or outfight her. So what we have developed is in our brains is a sense of everything that could potentially hurt us or harm us. We've learned that certain patterns in clouds will project inclement weather, and we need to seek shelter early enough. We have learned to interpret movements, certain movements, as dangerous, as certain sounds as dangerous. We learned that red fruits are often poisonous, right? So these kind of things. And so that's why today, when you go into a restaurant and you want the attention of a waiter, you raise your arm, right? Because something that sticks out is potentially dangerous, and something that moves and sticks out is even more potentially dangerous. So that's why when you want the attention of a cab or like a waiter, you wave. And so again, that's so deeply ingrained in our brain. We literally have to mind wrestle our brain into submission to snap out of that mode, because there is no lioness anymore, right? We do know that we had challenges before and we mastered them. So why would we not be able to do that moving forward? So again, if you felt that this year, wrong key, right? So that this year was not so great, and you feel downhearted, we got to step out of that and find a different way of thinking and literally wrestle our mind in submission. So the first one is, instead of looking at failure, develop the ability to have a positive outlook. Yes? So, and at this point, people always tell me, or my clients tell me, yeah, but that's kind of naive, right? So because where we live and so on, and all the pessimists come out and with all their scenarios. And my argument against that is that statistics have shown us year after year after year, time after time after time, that pessimists are typically 100% on target with their predictions. Yes, whereas optimists are, they live a little bit in the clouds, But we also know that optimists tend to come out better at the end, and they are happier. So if that's not you, then maybe it's time to develop a way to think more positively and have a more positive outlook in life. When it comes to loss, so we all need to do something new. Yes, we all need to do something new. If you want to change your life, if you want to change your business, If you want to change your relationship, you've got to, there's only one mechanism, one lever that will make a change. And that is you need to invite something new into your life. That's either a new way of income, a new client, a new coach, a new project, a new business opportunity, a new mentor, a new business partner. But if you want to make any kind of change, you need to invite something new into your life. The challenge there is that very often that means you lose something. And again, we always go to, our brain always goes to what can potentially harm us first. And we will look at everything that we can lose. So I have clients that said, like, if I made more money, I'm going to lose the connection with my neighborhood, right? Now, if I move to a different neighborhood or a different country to work there, then I'm going to lose my connection with my friends and my family and all of that, right? So it's always what could potentially harm us that keeps us from making progress. But the habit that we really need to develop in order to make a change is control what we want new in life, yes, and blend out what we don't want. In other words, what is precious and what's expendable as we move forward. And let's talk about the third fear, the fear of isolation. I have that a lot, still have that, right? So because we all want to look good. We all want to tell people how much we shine and how great we are doing. And the reality is that people tune out after a while, right? Because we all know here, wherever you watch this, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, nothing is as fancy as it is shows up in the profiles. I know that 100% because I talk to people that I meet on LinkedIn and Facebook all the time. And I very often see the difference between, number one, the picture, 20 years old or so, and what's really going on in their business. And it's very easy when we feel that things don't go our way, we start to retreat. But nobody strides alone and makes it to the top. So instead of isolating ourselves, look for fulfillment. Yes, let's look for ways how we can find more fulfillment in life. We all started a business. We became business consultants and business coaches because we wanted to help people, we wanted to make a difference. And as we do so, we wanted to grow our business. And retreating, it's the opposite of that. Yes, so we all need help sometimes. We all ask for it too late. So the way you can make that change between now and the end of the year, because I really want you to go into 2023 with a totally different mindset. And now is the time where we make that happen. Now is the time when we meet with friends, where we with loved ones, with family, where we gather, we share our pains, our the things that went well, and our pleasures, and it's a very meaningful time, right? So get into that time with that mindset, and then come out of 2023 energized and with a positive outlook, with new plans. And with that, I don't mean New Year's resolutions that nobody keeps, but plans that you stick to. And with a goal to find fulfillment in the company of others. That's why I'm inviting you here right now to look at the Consultant High Performance Academy, where you're doing exactly that. Because again, I have learned that consultants and business coaches, they don't fail because they're not working hard, or they don't know what they're doing, or their product isn't good, or their offer sucks. There's always some kind of elements of that, but not to an extent that makes them fail. Because do we not all know somebody who is more successful than we are, significantly more successful than we are, and their product isn't that good, their background isn't there, they don't have the qualifications, but they're doing well. Why? They have a positive outlook, they are looking for the new, and they embrace the new, and they don't isolate, they are going out. And if there's one thing I've learned about sales, is the more conversations you have, the more people you know, the more sales will come in, right? So same is true for my clients, right? So they never fail because of technical challenges, but because of behavioral challenges. Okay, so and these are things like being the ability to be productive, to demonstrate courage, to exercise influence on other people, to blend out all the distractions in life, and have clarity on what they need to do to move themselves and their business forward. So if that is something that you'd be interested in, I herewith invite you to join the High Performance Consultant Academy. I will give you 2 weeks of free access so that you can check it out. And when you join, what's going to happen is that you and I will have a one-on-one conversation, which we call the on-ramp conversation, where we look at, so where are you today, where you want to go, what's in the way, or is an obstacle, and what is possible for you in the next 6 weeks, because we are operating 6-week cycles, so that every 6 weeks we make progress. So that is the first conversation, so that you know exactly what your next best move is, but you will also get immediate access to all the high performance coaching training. You will get access to all the technical training in terms of how to sell on different social media, how to structure sales conversations, what to say in a sales conversation, scripts that you can just make yourself like your own, right? And you will have access to a strong community of high performing people that have only one goal for you in mind, which is to get you to that next level. They will be so happy to see you, make that evolution and that, to, a level of income and quality of life that you deserve. And you will also get the opportunity to have my cell phone number, have direct access to me via text all the time, and schedule as many one-on-one coaching sessions as you need. Okay, that's all in there. You can test that for 2 weeks. I'm not going to take an upfront payment, but after 2 weeks, you need to opt out. And if you send me an email and say, Andrew, I loved what you're doing, but it's not the right time for me right now, or you feel that my German accent gets on your nerves, no questions asked. You had 2 weeks, and yet still you can keep everything that you've learned, all the material, all the scripts, it's all yours. Yeah. So if you want to do this, let me know. Send me a DM, put a comment in here, whatever is most appropriate for you, and then I will tell you how to get in. All right. It is as of this recording, it is 5:30, almost 5:30 on a Thursday night. So I will have that offer up for like another few days, but don't wait too long. I'm also limited to only a handful of people. I have 3 already that have taken advantage of it, so they have space for maybe 3, maybe 4, depending on who I'm going to talk to. So let me know. All right. Have a good evening, everybody. Bye.